kusangana zvakare kwatiri kuita muri yeZimbabwe pano pachannel yedu patinoyatika kubatirai maupdates enyaya dzakasiyana-siyana dzinenge dzichiitika mukati menyika yeZimbabwe. Kune vatangokutibata mukati mezuva ranhasi tinokugamuchirai nemufaro. Pano ndo patinodzivhiya nyaya dzakasiyana-siyana dzinenge dzichiitika mukati menyika yeZimbabwe. Nyaya iri pano muri yeZimbabwe ndeyekuti chikwata chinotungamirirwa naComrade Muchena retired army general chauya woti panapa chichitaura icho kuti constitutional amendment number 3 itori vauga, kureva kuti chiitiko chakaitwa nehurumende yapresident Emerson Mnangagwa, saka chiri kunzi kutuka zvinyadzi nemaarmy generals panapa ari kutungamirirwa nageneral Muchena. Saka ndokutaura kuri kuita magenerals iwayo zvekarewo nemamwe maveterans akarwa hondo yerusununguko vachiramba vachipikisa chirongwa cheCAB 3 iyo yakasainwa napresident Emerson Mnangagwa yave mutemo wenyika. Saka muri yeZimbabwe kurwisana akusi kupera, kuri kuenderera mberi pakati pevarume ivava, zvinova zvinhu zvasvika panguva yakaipa. Tiri kuona kurwisana ikuku kuri kuramba kuchienderera mberi zvakanyanya zvekuti zvinogona kukonzera hondo very soon. Naizvozvo muri yeZimbabwe tine article ratakabatirai panapa ratichakuverengerai riri kutsanangura zvose in details. Retired army generals in Zimbabwe have made their strongest attack yet on the new constitutional amendment number 3. They called the law vulgar and compared it to the old Ian Smith an unilateral declaration of independence UDI. The generals are asking all Zimbabweans to stand up and fight the law using only peaceful and legal ways. The group is led by retired Air Marshal Henry Muchena. They spoke out just days after President Emerson Mnangagwa signed the amendment into law on 7 July 2026. In a strong statement, the retired officers said the new law goes against the spirit of the country's 2013 constitution. They believe it takes away important rights from ordinary people. Constitutional Amendment number 3, also known as CA3 or CAB 3, makes big changes to Zimbabwe is governed. One of the main changes is to extend the term of the president, members of parliament and local councillors from 5 years to 7 years. This means the next general election could be pushed to 2030. Many people say this move will allow President Mnangagwa to stay in power longer. Another important change is how the president is chosen. Before, Zimbabweans voted directly for their president in elections. Under the new law, parliament will now elect the president in a joint sitting. Critics say this takes power away from the voters and gives it to politicians in Harare. The amendment also moves control of the voters' roll from the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission ZEC to the Registrar General. It adds more senators who can be appointed by the president based on their skills. Other changes affect judicial appointments and some commissions. The retired generals say these changes are dangerous. This is vulgar. They declared they compared it to Ian Smith's UDI in 1965, when the white minority government declared independence from Britain without agreement. That move was seen by many as illegal and led to years of isolation and war. The generals warn that CA3 is like another UDI because it was done without enough input from the people. Marshal Muchena and his group called on all citizens to organize, mobilize, and use every lawful means to overturn the new law. They said Zimbabweans must protect the gains of the liberation struggle. Many of these retired officers fought in the war that brought independence in 1980. They believe the amendment betrays the idea of one man, one vote that people died for. The statement has caused a lot of talks across the country. Some people support the generals. They say the amendment weakens democracy and gives too much power to the ruling parties and PF. Opposition parties and civil society groups have also criticized the law. They wanted a national referendum before such big changes, but the government went ahead through parliament. However, not everyone agrees with the retired generals. Some other war veterans and retired officers have distanced themselves from Muchena's group. They say he does not speak for all of them. A few voices within ZANU-PF say the amendment will bring stability and help the country reach its Vision 2030 development goals. Government officials argue that longer terms will allow leaders to finish big projects without the pressure of constant elections. The Mirror, a newspaper from Masvingo in the southern region, reported the general's strong words. The paper shared the story widely on social media and tagged many political leaders, human rights groups, and international bodies. This shows how important the issue has become. The Constitutional Amendment number 3 bill was first gazetted in February 2026. It went through debates in Parliament despite protests from opposition lawmakers. President Mnangagwa gave his assent on July 7, making it official law. Supporters of the government say the changes modernize the constitution and bring in expected help for better governance. But many legal experts and democracy watchers disagree. They point out that Section 328 of the Constitution was meant to stop leaders from changing term limits for their own benefit. Critics call CA3 a constitutional coup that slowly takes away people's power. They worry about less accountability, weaker elections, and more control by the executive. This latest criticism from retired generals is important because the military has always played a big role in Zimbabwean politics. After independence, former fighters held high positions in government and society. Their voices still carry weight with many citizens, especially in rural areas. As the story develops, people are watching to see if there will be any court challenges, protests, or further statements from the government. Human rights organizations and some embassies have also been tagged in reports showing interest from outside Zimbabwe. The coming weeks and months will test whether the calls to organize and mobilize will grow into a bigger movement. For now, the retired generals have drawn a clear line. They believe the new law is bad for the country and must be stopped through legal means. Zimbabwe has had a long history of constitutional changes since 1980. The 2013 constitution was praised for being people-driven after years of debate. Many now fear that amendment number 3 takes the country backwards. Ordinary Zimbabweans in towns and villages are discussing these issues. Some are worried about the future of elections and their voting rights. Others hope the longer terms will bring more development and less political fighting. The full story continues to unfold. The Mirror and the other media outlets promise to keep following the matter closely. Citizens are urged to stay informed and participate in lawful ways to protect their constitution. Ndo nawo iri kuitika mukati menyika yeZimbabwe. Muri yeZimbabwe panguva ino tiri kuona ruzhinji mukati menyika yeZimbabwe riri besanwa kurwisana nemutemo mutsva wakasainwa naPresident Emmerson Mnangagwa kuti nyika inge ichivhoterwa mutungamiriri wenyika mupariamendi ruzhinji roregera kuvhotera mutungamiriri wenyika wavanoda. Saka tiri kuona panapa kuti maarmy generals ari kuuya zvine fire achirwisana nemutemo iwoyo achiti mutemo uyu uri kudzosera nyika kutongi hweudzvinyiriri hwatakamboona kumashure pahurumende yaIan Smith inova yakazobviswa nemauto zvehondo pasisina kuwirirana. Saka ndo zviri kunzi zviri kudzokorora kuita President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Saka muri weZimbabwe sekutaura kwatazviita kuti tichadzoka tichikuzivisai zvose pano pachannel yedu kuti zviri kufamba sei. Mogara muri pano kuitira kuti patinouya musazomise maupdates. Thank you for watching.